I could tell you a whimsical tale that's probably very inaccurate. The Sensible Sociopath.
2, 3, 1, go.
Roma, the podcast is here!
It really never gets old.
Sorry about those jokes I said earlier about babies with both sets of genitals.
What does that even mean?
You know, I'm willing to risk my life for this podcast, Roma.
Ugh, that sounds insane.
I'm also willing to risk your life for this podcast.
Periods are not just for women.
And you'll get to red pill yourself if you choose to.
Come on if you're thirsty.
Take off their underwear and relax with their uncle.
It was kind of traumatizing.
White people are bad and do bad things.
How fast can I eat your ass?
I mean, you know, you look at me and you go, this is an international man.
My whole life is a sham.
And you can't get the white Oreos, that's racist.
I think I counted like 25 racially charged jokes.
White privilege allows me to turn off someone's headlights.
I was just being agreeable.
Roma, when was the last time you were agreeable?
It's been days.
Also, if you try to poop really hard, sometimes you'll come.
You would think that we'd have our shit together.
It's the enema for your face.
Yeah, I was gonna say cleaning's for women.
I'm not a lady, Roma.
Oh, this is so gay.
Let's try to be inclusive, Roma.
What does that even mean?
I know these things, Roma. I know many things. Why, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 148 of the Sensible Sociopath podcast. We're live on a Friday night.
148.
Whoop, whoop, we're
Yeah.
there. Almost there, almost to 150.
Woot woot.
So that seems like a lot of shows.
You know, it really is. I think it is.
Yes, and that voice is superfan Dan that you're hearing, and you may also be seeing him live on youtube.com/C/The Sensible Sociopath Podcast.
Oh, I'm part of the C now.
The C word.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, for channel, I believe it is.
Oh.
Yeah, I
that
think you
is
can
not the C word I was thinking of.
I think you can just do the /The Sensible Sociopath Podcast
Ah.
if you want.
And who are you, good sir?
Oh, yes. Hi, I'm Stephen Paul.
Well, hello there, Steve.
Yes, and Roma, our lovely producer, is not here today. She has friends and family and people who love her, I guess. So,
well, that's
whatever.
weird.
Yeah, we
Friends, family. Come
exactly.
on.
They're liabilities, I say.
You know, especially if you're a superhero, and I feel we're pretty super.
Yeah.
And we save the day here on YouTube.
I mean, it's
from
in your
boredom.
name. That's true. Yeah,
So, you know,
we do reduce the amount of boredom per capita.
yeah, that's part of our credentials.
Absolutely. So we have an episode today. We're going to talk about a few really great things. The first one is, Dan,
Wonderful.
I've been throwing up today.
What?
Yep. Well, let me regale you, Dan.
Please.
So,
Wait, hold on.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
So last night I was over at Mallory's house, and I was helping her with some stuff, and we can talk about that. It doesn't have anything to do with me throwing up, but
That's the Maltese Falcon, correct?
yes, correct.
Wonderful.
So we went to. Anyways, I was just hanging out at her house. Came home early in the morning, probably about 1 a.m. or something like that. And it's a decent drive.
Mhm.
I didn't eat anything all day, and then I came home, and you know those like 1 pound little kind of bricks of cheese
Yeah.
that they look kind of like 2 sticks of butter put together, right?
Okay.
So I had about like a third of one of those or a quarter of one of those, and I just cut it into 4 pieces and just
Oh, okay.
ate-
For a second there.
not quite. Do you remember that kid that was eating the cheese in the wheelchair?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not. I'm not quite that bad. Let me see if I can find this. Let's see. We're gonna show people how the pudding is made. No. Oh, it's such an iconic photo.
Wait, go back up.
What are we looking for?
Oh, well, sorry. I was looking at that lady who was, or at least they looked like they might have identified as a lady,
Mm-hmm.
just gnawing on a brick of cheese.
Yeah, brick is a good word. Come on, cheese brick. Dang it. Maybe the internet's been scrubbed.
What?
That's I'm gonna go with obese outdoor cheese brick. Well,
There-
there's one guy. There's two guys. They're not happy they're there. All right. Apparently the internet's been scrubbed. I'm sorry, people, but there was a hilarious picture. It wasn't very sensitive to to the people who are weight challenged.
Oh, I was thinking it wasn't very sensitive to cheese.
Cheese didn't look good in it.
No?
Because I think the kid was trying to go low carb. It might have been a girl or a boy, because you know how sometimes I think when you get really fat, you have imbalance in your hormones.
Yeah.
Like it causes you to like not, maybe you just don't make enough testosterone or something like that.
You get more boobs than you were anticipating.
Well, I mean, you're going to get some boobs.
And you get the little mustache hairs and the
Mhm.
and the chin pubes going on.
Yeah. Like a lunch lady.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like standard, school lunch lady from back in the day.
It's always, here's one of the things about hair and women is it's kind of interesting that the hairier a woman is, generally the higher her sex drive, I've found.
Really?
Yeah. And the less hairy a woman is, generally not as much.
No kidding.
Now, it's not a,
It's not scientifically diagnosed.
yeah, but I think testosterone levels or whatever have something to do with it.
I could
Um,
imagine so.
Yeah. So anyways, find yourself a hairy chick, probably have a good time.
Probably.
hmm So I woke up this morning and Mal actually stopped by because she was on lunch. She had to drive her boss somewhere or do something. So
Take her boss home after the wild night.
I guess, yeah. It's a walk of shame.
Key party.
Yeah.
Fishbowl
I don't
party.
think you spend the night at a key party. At least not the
well,
first.
you spend the night, but you don't
Well-
end up sleeping where the key party happened.
I mean, if you prematurely ejaculate, you might leave earlier than you thought. I'm just saying, don't take your shoes off right away.
Yeah, no, you really shouldn't. Taking your shoes off at a party is a bad plan.
Yeah, you could slip and fall on who knows what. Also, if you're going to be getting yourself into a sex swing, you need some traction.
Oh, yeah.
Because the sex swing is not stable.
No.
It's a moving target. You got to move. You got to be moving quick.
Yeah, you got to bob and weave around that thing.
You get your arm caught in one of those things,
Forget about
it starts taking you end over end.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to
Cut
be
off-
glad. You're going to be glad those New Balances are on.
Cut off the circulation.
You got those New Balance walkers, those dad shoes. That's how ladies know you don't wear a rubber.
That's when the guy is wearing, like, platform sneakers.
I mean, he looks cool though. He's got the high
The
socks.
high socks and the
Mhm.
high-waisted pants.
Well, it's not the highest socks you can buy. He's not trying to impress you. It's just, they're
Definitely,
functional.
definitely has the high-waisted pants, though.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and the reason you do that is you gotta sling dick down one leg or the other. You can't have it hanging out in the middle, or you'll be brushing against that septum.
Oh, yeah. no,
The
forget
jeans
about it.
septum.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
That just ruined your day.
I mean, if you don't want to be going to key parties afterwards, that's fine.
Right? Yeah.
You do that then. It's your choice. I don't think so. So after Mal had left from doing her key party thing, I don't know. I just started getting some kind of a stomach thing where it felt like you just when you feel that impending.
Yeah. It's kind of like being on a roller coaster without being on a roller coaster, and the rest of your body doesn't know that that's what's going on, but your stomach's like, hey, whoa, what's going on? Hey, we're going uphill now. Now we're going downhill. What are we doing?
It was definitely, yeah, it was my body felt fine, and then as that increased, I kind of started to sweat and stuff, just
Oh,
because you're just
man.
discomfort or uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So long story short, I kept fighting it, and I was like, you know what, I think the only way I'm going to feel better is if I actually throw up. And I tried Tums and done some things prior to that.
Right.
So I threw up, didn't, it helped relieve for a little while just because it seemed
But
like,
it was still there.
and it seemed like everything that was in my stomach was still there from when I woke up, because I just wake up and have, drink some water, drink some, water and with the Crystal Light stuff or whatever in it. So yeah, I threw that all up, and so I tried to drive, because my thought was, if I'm going to be sick anyways, I might as well, lean into the bulimia thing and just go eat something that's not good
Okay. Yeah. No, I get you.
and like soft and stuff like that. So I was thinking, Big Mac or a quarter pounder with cheese or something I don't just go buy. And if I throw
No,
it up, I'm not mad. It's not
it-
expensive.
If you're doing anything with that situation, you're more satisfying your brain than you are your taste buds and or your stomach. Especially if it's only like popping over for a little while and then
Mhm.
it's taken off again.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about the waistline.
Correct.
But I ended up driving, just kind of driving, getting out of the house. I was gonna maybe go stop by a hardware store or do something.
Some fresh air.
Yeah, just get out and try to distract myself. And it wasn't happening. No food sounded good. I just felt that
Oh
stuff
man.
coming up.
When no food sounds good,
Hmm.
that's a bigger problem.
That's rare for me because, like I said, I didn't eat almost anything the whole day before.
We're foodies here on the Sensible
Yeah.
Sociopath.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be sensible. You're gonna be a sociopath. You might as well eat.
Eat
you
well,
might as well
yeah.
eat well.
Absolutely. And the
You're just enjoying changing the color of my face.
yes. No, I was trying to get mine a little better. Yeah, I'll just stick with that.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's fine. So
It's probably fine.
I started feeling that impending, mouth is watering, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
And I'm not one to
That
throw
is-
up in public in the
that is-
daytime.
the primary. That's the primary suspect right
Mhm.
there. Is as soon as you start the mouth watering, you're just like, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no, I need to find
Yeah.
something right
You
now.
need a bucket. Yeah. So I fought. I held it at bay. I didn't want to throw up in the daytime in a parking lot because that just looks bad. You
Oh
know?
God, yeah. It's like,
Uh,
what kind of walk of shame did you come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus, it's like 9:30 in the morning.
Well, not quite that early. So anyways, went home, power booted, threw up pretty hardcore because I kind of drank some stuff in between the two. And I took a couple pills. Like one was acidophilus. It's like those probiotics.
Okay.
And another one was just an antacid.
Okay.
So I took those and thankfully I've been feeling better.
Good.
And I also I ordered some pizza. We were talking about being foodies.
Yeah.
Well, and Mal inspired this.
Oh, did she?
Yes, so we were talking on the phone, and she her daughters have friends over, so she was going to order pizza. So she's telling me about everything and having me help her order. And she's like, "Oh, there's a 50% off all pizza at Domino's, so you can just order."
Hey.
Yeah. Any type of pizza you want is 50% off. So I was like, fuck, that's a good deal. And
It really is.
I haven't eaten anything. So I'm just like, this is going to be,
Barren wasteland of a stomach.
yes. And that we had the show going on. So I was like, then I won't be able to cook anything till late. But anyways, I ended up ordering a couple pizzas and with Dan in mind coming over. And so, we got a lot of prep and stuff to do for the show. And so I just kind of horked down like 2 pieces of pizza, which is usually kind of my like low limit of what I'll eat.
Right.
But I kind of underestimated that my stomach,
Esophagus.
that my stomach I didn't have any food in it for 2 days basically. So yeah, so I'm pretty full, but I feel good. I don't feel like I'm going to be sick. But stay tuned, everyone. I just ate literally like 20 minutes ago, so it could be coming up.
Yeah.
And I will throw up on camera. I have plenty
plenty of solo cups.
I have plenty of red Solo cups, so we can just count off how many. Be a little
Just-
game.
Just end up like that Dumb and Dumber scene where he's peeing in the bottle is like, I can't stop going. Once I start going, give me another bottle.
I was doing my Harland Williams impression for somebody because of that. The motorcycle cop.
So, been boozing, have you?
Yeah.
Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
And then when he drinks it, yeah. Get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Pull over.
Yeah.
No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
It really is. It
Mhm.
really is. Just because it truly is the title for that movie, which is Dumb and Dumber.
Did you see the second one
I
with the
have.
younger guys?
I did not see. I didn't. I know that they've got 3 of them now.
Uh-huh.
I know that there's Dumb and Dumber, and then there's Dumb and Dumberer,
Okay.
and then there's the other one. I don't remember whether that's the title of the third one
Mm-hmm.
or if, or it's like Dumber and Dumbest.
I believe it's Flowers for Algernon.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
about
Good
the
one.
Mouse
Classic.
in the attic. Yeah.
yeah.
Or not mouse in the attic, but
I get what you're
a
saying.
developmentally disabled man. But they did do a mouse version of it, and I can't remember what that one was called. No, didn't. Oh, Algernon was his mouse that was up in the attic.
Yes.
And then, I don't know, he died probably because he pet him too hard.
Yeah.
And then,
You sure? You sure that's not of Mice and Men?
I don't
And
think
we're
so.
talking about the rabbits.
What was it? Bruce and Lenny?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What was it? George. George and Lenny.
George and Lenny. That's right.
Yeah. I was going to say, and George takes, Flowers for Algernon out by the old pond and look out over that water. Oh, just think about all them bunnies. Just,
it shouldn't be funny, but it is.
I mean, it's a good way to go.
Oh yeah.
You killed a lady, and people aren't going to understand.
It wasn't a lady. You killed a girl.
Well, all right. Look, she consented
That's true. She
up
didn't
until
want
she
the hug.
didn't. Yeah. Yeah. They're petting rabbits, and basically, look, she got involved. That's
Yeah,
her fault.
No, she was involved.
Did you see how she was dressed?
Yeah, in a dress.
Steinbeck. What a perv. Am I right?
Totally.
So I got this 50% off pizza coupon, right?
Right.
And I started doing this damn thing, this Stranger Things. Domino's has an app that is a Stranger Things app where it's supposed to let you order with your mind.
No kidding.
Yeah, but it took like so long to load. I just closed it and opened the other one. I just lost all interest. I don't know if it was trying to map my brain or do whatever, but
Yes.
I don't think
Yes,
it would have
was,
known.
Steve.
I don't think it would have known that I like jalapenos.
No.
I mean, no, they probably does.
Yeah, it probably does.
Yeah, it's probably connected to Google and Amazon, so it knows everything. I just ordered a gallon jug of jalapenos off the internet.
Really
Straight up street.
nice.
So when you order your pizza, you get your app, and it's prepping, and it says, Jade is prepping. Oh, and so Mallory orders her pizza. Literally, like maybe I thought of something for about 5 minutes. I kind of thought like, oh, do I want to? Don't I? Do I? Don't want it? So 5-10 minutes later, I order my pizza. So Tyler is prepping her pizza. Jade is prepping my pizza, and I'm like, pizza off, pizza race.
Who's gonna get it done first?
I knew I was behind, but I'm okay with that, because it's the people who are in front that start to take it for granted and slack, and me, that inspires me, and I work harder.
So it's like the Tyler or the Jade, kind of
Pretty-
like the tortoise and the hare.
Pretty well, and we don't know, and it starts off with prepping, and then it goes into the oven, and then there's an interesting point that Mal made, which was they then do a quality check, which
Okay.
takes some certain amount of time.
Yeah, you got to eat at least one slice before you send it out.
But here's the thing: is Tyler and Jade were doing their own quality checks,
Oh,
which I would prefer some other sort of process where somebody's accountable for the quality of my pizza. Right?
okay, all right.
Because you're always going to suck your own dick about how good your pizza is. I want someone
yeah.
with different standards.
You deep throat that shit.
I want a peer-reviewed pizza. That should have been the name of the episode.
Yeah, it should have been like it should have been like Bill is doing the quality check, or
Yeah.
Walter.
Yeah. Scrutinizing Stan. That's who I want doing it. Yeah, he's
Karen. You want Karen checking your pizza.
exactly. What about Critical Wally?
Critical Wally.
Yeah, Critical Wally. His name's really Frank, but his middle name is Waldorf. But he doesn't like the salad, so he goes with Wally. But he's more critical about his own name, ironically.
Critical Wally.
Yeah, yeah. I want to shout out Margot and Steve and Roma in the chat.
Margot, Steve, and Romerica.
What's
Hello.
up? So finally, her pizza arrives. Probably 20 to 30 minutes after she orders it. Maybe 30 minutes after she orders it. Mine takes an hour and 15 minutes.
For a quality check?
Well, look, obviously Jade did a great job. I also want to shout out Dallin, the delivery guy. I think he's a slow kid, flowers for Algernon kind of style. But
Like Jade didn't even deliver your pizza?
no, and she probably, is kind of home based. There's a lot of pizza rape that happens.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
in India.
Yeah.
They don't. It's mostly naan bread.
Yeah.
A little curry sauce. It's not great.
No. You
then
try
they-
and make yourself believe that it's pizza, but it's not.
They
really
don't milk
pizza.
those cows.
No, they don't. They worship those cows.
Yeah. So,
You know who, in all honesty, as long as she's not hungry,
mhm.
would be a great person to check the quality of the pizza? Romerica.
Oh,
She would be perfect. She really would.
I think Mama Boboli.
Oh yeah,
You remember the
Boboli.
90s?
Oh yeah,
Boboli pizza crust?
it's Boboli.
Yeah. That was the take and bake of that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Except you had to supply everything else. And and everything was
you
crazy
had to make
expensive.
your pizza,
They'd give you like the one thing for like $5.
and then you got to get the sauce,
Yep.
and you got to get the cheese and all your toppings.
Well, you don't have to. You could go to McDonald's and get ketchup packets
It's true.
for sauce.
That's true.
Go to if you go to Taco Bell, you can mix a little bit of that in there. Cut the sweet with a little spice and tang.
Get a big old vat of their nacho cheese.
That's true. Or you could just hang around places where people are using shredded cheese, and then just sweep the floors.
It's true.
I feel like that's a really good way to. Look, we're not a free cheese podcast,
No, we are not a free cheese
but
podcast.
we do believe in civil rights,
Oh, absolutely.
and that you have a right to great pizza. And
Yeah. Plus, a little dust is kind of like, how they used to say it on MASH.
mhm.
All the eggs, but they were talking about the quality of eggs.
How old are you, Dan,
Old enough.
to watch MASH?
Oh yes. Nick at Night, baby.
All right,
But
Snick. I'm more of a
yes.
Snick man.
Snick, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Saturday Night Nick.
that's why they call me Steve Stinkman.
Is
Kind
that
of
why
a
they call that?
Snickman. Yeah, Snickenstein.
But they had got like real eggs for the first time since they were like on their little base.
Okay.
And what they were trying to do was to keep them from getting dusted or like falling on the ground. And they called it, getting seasoned.
What's dusted? What does that mean?
Well, like they live in
Napalm?
Yes, but they were also, in a desert area where
Okay.
dirt was blown around all the time.
I thought it was Korea. Is it deserty in Korea?
I thought it was pretty dusty because they had a lot of helicopters going on.
Is that where BTS is from?
Yes,
Are they dusty boys?
it's true.
Oh,
It's true.
no wonder they're so
But,
alluring.
They were talking about they didn't want
Desert Asians.
they didn't they didn't want the eggs to get seasoned, meaning they'd get dust all over them. So we're getting seasoned mozzarella cheese for our pizza.
But wouldn't everything be seasoned then?
It's
I
true.
mean,
It's true. Even the wounds.
you got to keep something up your butt if you don't want it seasoned, and then
Well, not everybody
it's
can be
seasoning
clinger.
you. Yeah. I think I wonder if they meant like some kind of like war dust or so, some sort of
War dust is a thing.
anthrax,
It is a thing. Vaporization of bones.
COVID. They were talking about COVID.
Oh,
Yep.
COVID. Right. Got it.
You got to use the eggs to make vaccine,
That's true. You really do.
Yeah. I have some stories here, Dan.
Well, quick, since you were talking
Sure.
about the pizza,
Mhm.
what kind of pizza did you end up ordering?
Well, Domino's
Okay.
Brooklyn crust,
Ooh.
which I do like. It's kind of floppy. It's a good, New York East Coast style crust.
The bigger slices.
Yes, it is bigger slices too. I think it's 3 slices per or 6 slices.
6 slices, yeah.
Yep. Definitely foldable.
Oh, yeah.
I got extra Rubisto sauce,
Ooh.
which you can kind of see they like drizzle the sauce on top of the cheese, which is a bit unnecessary, but it's still nice. I like a
An
pizza
extra-
that
an extra topping of
Yeah.
sorts.
I don't want it to just be bread and cheese.
Yeah,
You gotta have some balance.
you really do.
But I probably would have get a little bit less sauce, so it's just like
Trying to find
in
the
between.
balance.
Yeah,
is-
75% extra sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 50% extra sauce, 50% more.
Yeah.
Um,
So only put about 25% of the sauce on there in the first place.
we're getting way deep into this.
We are foodies.
I can't conceptualize 25 of 75 of um, So I got the extravaganza,
Ooh.
which I think it's actually the extravaganza.
like as in Tony Danza?
Yeah, I believe he's a sponsor.
I believe that.
Subway also has this, so they have like a bunch of basketball players and other
The Kobe roll.
it's toasted. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Oh my God.
That you set that one up perfectly.
I totally did.
Oh, quick, think of a Kobe joke. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't even ask if you want to toast it on that one.
No, it's standard.
Mhm.
What do you want it? You want it untoasted?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, you live in some other universe?
We're not Rick and Morty, all right? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's not parallel.
Comes toasted.
So, so I got a whole, what is it? It was something to do with so we got the extravaganza, which was like a combination. It's got everything on it, and then in the other one we got like the whatever their version of Hawaiian is, and it comes with the roasted red peppers on it, which are sweet, and then of course I added jalapeno, I think, to both of them, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
I did end up snagging a couple of pieces. I was just, letting you tell your story because that's the way this is best done.
Absolutely.
And they had some good zing to them. It was a pretty flavorful. I'd call it Polynesian more than Hawaiian
Interesting.
because you still got the pork, you still got the pineapple,
Mm-hmm.
got them roasted red peppers. Throw
Yeah.
a little spice in there because you never know what you're gonna get with a Polynesian.
Yeah.
And it was pretty tasty.
I'm not even sure what Polynesia is. It's
It's one
a
of
bunch
those
of islands, right?
Pacific islands,
Yeah.
kind of like Hawaii, but I think a little further out.
You think they surf?
No, they boogie board.
Oh, that's what I do. I'm Polynesian then.
Definitely.
I'm
Got the
Poly.
skin for it.
Yeah, I'm Poly and Binesian. I'm Poly and Bi. And Micro. I'm Micronesian.
I'm a poly bi micro
Yeah. Mhm.
Nesian.
I'm Poly and Bi. Yeah,
No.
but it was pretty good though, right?
Oh yes,
Mhm.
indeed it was.
Yeah. And I just used you as an excuse to order pizza. So
it's not the first time I've been used as an excuse to order
Yeah.
pizza.
I've been used for worse. Yeah.
This is also true. I really have.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Then you got to question people's motives and stuff.
Oh man.
Who's going into Chuck E. Cheese? What do you want?
I actually at one point in time, I think in 2020, ended up going to
In 2020
to Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah.
during COVID,
Yeah.
and you don't have any kids.
No. The crazy part was
That's not the crazy part.
the crazy part was is that was a concern. Was like, okay, they're not gonna let us in.
Yeah, not with your short
They're,
shorts.
they're not gonna let us in because we don't have any kids. We go up to the door and we're like, hey, we're here. We just want to come in and
Mhm.
like hang out.
We promise not to touch any kids.
and they're like, yeah, sure, come on in. I'm like, it's not a problem that we don't
Wait.
have kids. And they're like, no, just please come inside. And I'm like, oh,
That's very interesting.
well, all right.
Yeah.
So we ended up closing the place.
So
we
what is
got-
Chuck E. Cheese, like a strip club for children or something? Is that what it is?
Dude, it's a rave.
Okay.
Chuck E.
all right.
Cheese is a rave because they get hopped up on the candy,
Yeah.
they get hopped up on the sugar
Yeah.
and the soda,
They'll do anything for tickets.
and then you just give them a card that's
Mhm.
got a timer on it.
Well, your phone number too.
Oh yeah, you know,
Here,
here's
give 'em-
here's my business card.
here's my hotel room key.
Just show up whenever you want.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, ride your big wheel.
Do they still make those?
Oh yeah, they make them for adults.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, same like plastic tires and like spinning out and
that's
doing all that.
amazing.
Yeah, dude, I definitely want one. But tell me more about your excursion to
Well, we
Chuck E.
went
Cheese.
we went to the one here in Boise, and they still had the animatronic mice, like the mouse and the bird.
The Jamboree Band.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was still there.
What is that called?
I don't know.
Something Jamboree. But yeah, carry on. Yeah.
And the crazy part was is we walk in and we're looking at what they have available to drink, and they've got like beer and they've got wine. They didn't have any like really hard alcohol, but I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. You know, the beer is for dad for having to cope with the fact that he's got all these kids.
Yeah.
The wine is for mom for the fact of the same reason. She's got to deal with the fact that dad's drinking beer, and she's got to also deal with all these kids so that they can feel better about being at Chuck E. Cheese for a few hours. No ball pit. They took the ball pit away.
Yeah.
You know, COVID was too much for them with the ball pit.
It's kind of amazing if you look at this image.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, pretty creepy. And then you get
they
to
were
this
all still that creepy.
1989 though.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's a huge swing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just trying to go for the whole circus thing, and then they're like, no, ditch the hat.
Yeah.
Ditch the hat. Just put a big old C on your...
Yeah,
on
C
your
is for
shirt.
children.
No, I was going to say C is for cunt.
I don't think he's into cunt.
Yeah, well...
I mean, I don't think that the word cunt apply. Well, I mean, I guess like a 10-year-old could be a cunt, but
Oh, yeah. No, 10-year-olds
but you wouldn't
are
call
cunts,
their
dude.
privates that. I don't think.
No. We're not
Yeah.
talking about for
Yeah.
privates.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well, I'm just talking about him being a rapist,
Oh,
pedophile.
well, you know, he's also a cannibal. He's going to devour... Well, I guess he wouldn't necessarily be a cannibal.
Yeah.
He's not eating small mice. He's
No.
eating small children.
Well, and he's not eating them as much as he's, just being really creepy. Just, he's sniffing them. He's a secretor. He's salivating. He's leaking,
That big old jaw that just kind of just...
and you can hear the gears
Oh, yes.
whining. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
No, it's we used to go there. Back in Jersey, there was
Did they have the band?
yeah. Oh yeah. Let me
Because
see.
there's not too many of them that still have the band.
Oh well. I mean, this was when I was a child.
Well, now they don't. Oh my God, what is going on with that one? No, you just have to show that picture real quick.
All right.
Third one in.
Not that one.
No.
Oh, geez, Lou cheese. That one.
No. It was that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's a little eyes are a little out of alignment.
What?
That's no
What
problem.
happened to you, Chucky? Like, really? What happened? Oh my goodness.
That's Chucky's brother that was struck in the back of the head by a coconut.
That's Philip Cheese. That's who that is.
Yeah.
Call him old Big Phil.
They call him Philly cheese. He loves steak. He's even got the why so serious.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Do you
What
want
are
to
they?
know how I got these scars?
Want to know how I got these scars? That's I think they call that a glass. No, it's not a Glasgow kiss. It's a
My brother
um,
was a performer.
something smile. It's a Dublin smile or something like that. It's some sort of Irish saying, but basically where they cut your cheeks. Yeah.
We're going to give you the Ireland smile.
Oh boy. Yeah. I think.
He definitely got hit back in the head with a coconut.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great kid. Great kid. Just mind of a child. Big dick. So that's a thing.
Monstrous.
Yeah.
Monstrous.
It's weird
That's why
how
they
that
put him on
happens.
stage
Yeah.
next to his brother. He wasn't up there all the time.
Margot said the 79 looks wasted.
Oh,
yeah.
he was.
Yeah. No,
He
they
was,
they all
you know it.
I think the first, yeah, because he like wasn't smiling. He wasn't. There was nothing to it.
They're all half lidded.
and well, and the other ones were like happier and better, and yeah,
Yeah, even the one who looked like he was taking you to the circus.
yeah, yeah. Was that the worst one? The 80s one?
Oh,
89?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that one was bad. That's why they just threw him in a t-shirt, made him shirt cock it. Until they decided to give him shorts.
They
Because
gave
they're
him
like,
shorts?
no,
Yeah.
that's not your tail.
Mhm.
That is not your tail. You need to put shorts on now.
Well, it's a tail technically, but it's
The
one of
front
those.
tail.
It's connected to a butt plug. You know those?
Yeah, no, I'm familiar.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
You can get cow tails and cat and
Fox tails.
yeah,
or
fox is big.
devil tails,
I think I like those. I think they're cool. You know, add a
Oh,
little
yeah.
add a little spice to the old butt plug game.
Definitely add some spice to it.
Yeah, because I mean, so many butt plugs get boring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, push this in dry again. You know,
Like,
yourself,
damn it,
others.
I have no saliva.
Exactly.
This is going to be rough.
I like to put my body through extreme demands. You know, I walk around the desert for a while,
Oh, yeah.
and then if you get really advanced, you'll put a butt plug in and walk around the desert.
You're
You-
hardcore.
First of all, you stop sweating after a certain point, and that's when the chafing starts.
Oh, yeah. Fucking chafing?
Yeah, and you don't
Forget
want to have a
about it.
rubber plug. You want to go with a metal one.
Oh, you have to go with the metal one.
Although the metal one could attract lightning because the desert is very flat.
And,
Frankly.
you get the glass one,
Mhm.
and that's just, it's going to burn your insides.
Yeah, it could focus the beams of the sun, the rays of the sun.
Yeah, especially you get a jewel on the end of it. Forget about it.
Who will save your soul?
Yeah.
Jewel?
You're just
Yeah.
roasting the inside of your butt.
Yeah,
Say goodbye to your prostate.
I mean, look, it's got to go at some point. It's either going to go with cancer or focused light lasers from a glass butt plug.
And
I've
Jewel.
always said that.
And Jewel.
Well, yeah. The 90s recording pop artist.
That's correct.
Mhm.
I wasn't talking about anybody else.
Nope.
She
Not
just-
Richard Jewell,
She just
Yeah.
following you around,
the Olympic park bomb suspect
right?
from 1996.
That's right.
Did you see that movie? You're a
No,
movie guy. Me neither.
no, I didn't see that one. Wasn't too much worth of a watch.
Yeah, I think the actor guy was supposed to be good because he was fat,
Well,
and that's Brave.
Oh, it's Brave.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that explains a lot.
About why people are fat.
No, about why people are actors.
Oh, I was gonna say because they're so brave.
Well, yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was a tangent.
I feel like we're really going down a hateful path. Yeah.
Well, let's bring it back around. So, aside from Chuck E. Cheese, you were taking us to an entirely different direction.
Mm-hmm. Just something, and actually, it kind of ties in here. So, what would I say? What would you say? What would we all say if Elon Musk was designing a robot for your home viewing and usage? And let's see. So, according to the New York Post, Musk's Tesla bot aims to gradually remove "quote unquote" boring responsibilities from the hands of mere mortals who who are gutsy enough to welcome a robot into the family. It worked in Rocky 3.
You mean you mean like scratching your balls and wiping your ass?
I mean, some people
Those
enjoy
are
those
pretty
things.
boring and mundane
I
to,
mean,
to the
just
most
depends.
people.
Yeah,
They just can't be bothered.
I
They
wouldn't.
go with unscratched balls.
I wouldn't let a robot do that to me until it had done it to a child successfully multiple times.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
That's fair.
because I'm not going to get hurt.
Well, are we talking like
I'm going to have to go to therapy.
like AI, or are we talking like Bicentennial Man, or are we talking that I Am Robot? Like what kind
Yeah.
of what kind of bot are we talking here?
I could see an I Am robot, but I would also. I feel like they should take Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and make him
Oh, just kind of
robot.
like a saucy butler,
kind of, yeah. You know, he's got a little snark to him, but he's good overall.
and he's still gonna do what you ask him to do, but he's gonna give you some shit about it.
hmm
Yeah.
And then he has to have some kind of accent, maybe Michael Caine.
oh
um,
yeah, he'd be perfect.
Yeah. And then, I mean, if somebody's going to call me master,
You'd have to call you Master Wine.
yeah. I mean, but that's just a real turn on.
Well, it depends on how delicate his hands are as to what he's going to be doing.
If you're a butler, you better have some goddamn calluses.
Well,
Yeah. Pick up that broom, lazy.
is he wearing gloves?
I want you to have scissor calluses from cutting my hair every 2 days. Yeah. By hand with
Oh.
scissors, no clippers.
Oh, I thought he was like literally just using his fingers.
Yeah. It'd be like, Alfred, what's today, your day off? And then you just have a robot standing over you with a pair of scissors
now,
and he'll kill you.
here's a question. Speaking of Alfred,
Yeah.
Which Alfred do you think is the best? I don't remember what the first guy was for the 4 movies.
Mhm.
The 2 Burton and the 2 Schumacher.
He was. I think it carried over. It was that original guy, and I remember he
was-
did like a Diet Coke commercial or a Diet
He
Pepsi
was the
commercial.
only one who was the constant throughout all 4 of those movies.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
And then they shifted to Michael Caine, and then they went from Michael Caine to Andy Serkis. Oof.
this is where you talk.
Oh, so anyway, I had been going on a Batman binge,
hmm
in which I watched that guy, him.
Mhm.
He was like awesome. I wish we
Yeah.
could have saw more of him. And but I watched Batman and then Batman Returns,
There it is. Diet Coke.
and so
You're wheezy.
yeah, I noticed that. I don't know why.
I think us putting Bruce and Wayne. That's good. Um,
Oh,
Yeah. Look, you can't even find. Oh no, you can find pictures of it. Never mind. 1989. I remember that from. God, it must have been a year old. No more.
just for the taste of it, Master Wine.
Yeah, I
That's
think that was the
that's
first
more
one.
Michael Caine, though.
Master Wine. Yeah. I feel like anybody that calls somebody else master is, I don't know. Could you respect someone that called you master?
I'd have to.
Really?
And the only reason why I'd have to is because they were willing to do that. Because they got to be willing.
I mean,
Like, he was willingly a butler
you think?
for generations.
Yeah, but what kind of life is that? You just live in someone else's house and then feed them, and then
Buttle?
I guess you're buttling everything.
You're buttling all over the place.
Yeah. You buttling his food,
Buttling his clothes.
buttling his linen.
You're buttling his house. The entire house. Not just part of it.
The
The
yard.
entire house.
The roof.
It's almost a manor of sorts. You're
Yeah.
buttling everywhere.
Yeah. And it's just his dad's house. I mean, how many rooms can you jerk off in? Really, Alfred?
Oh, I'm sure he found every single room to jerk off in.
And if you have somebody rich, it's good to make sure they're going on trips without you.
Yeah.
That would be when it would be sweet, because that's when you get the cocaine and the prostitutes, because you save all your money. You have plenty of money for cocaine and prostitutes.
Do not worry, sir. I will be here to watch the estate.
Alf-
You go and have lots of fun.
And Alfred in that commercial, he was 32 years old.
What?
Yep, 32 years old. Now,
Well,
I'm not
he
going
can
to
tie
say
a bow tie.
I'm not saying he's living too hard, but he's all tattoos underneath. The entire he's not even wearing a tuxedo. That's all tattoo.
Well, you know the truth about Alfred Pennyworth is he was in the British Secret Service.
Oh, the
and he kicked
BSS.
He kicked a lot of ass before he went to go work for the Waynes.
Okay. Then how come he's never fought anybody? Has he ever? I mean, maybe in the comic books he did.
They didn't want him to downplay Batman.
Mhm.
They didn't want him to
Mhm.
downplay Batman.
I mean, is his supervisor Ra's al Ghul?
What, he probably taught Raish.
You think?
He probably did.
Did you say Resh?
Raish.
Raish?
Raish Al Ghul, yeah.
Rayish?
You know, Raish, Raz, Raz.
Ra's al Ghul.
It's I am Raish Al Ghul.
That's not.
No, that was more
Yeah.
Bane.
Yeah, that was Bane, and he
Do you think you are the one who's in charge here?
not Alfred. He obviously would say no to that, and I
And you
wouldn't.
think this gives you power over me?
I don't think Alfred would think that at all. I think he
No.
would see if you were comfortable,
Yes,
and if you needed anything, he'd probably remind you of what's on your calendar for tomorrow,
indeed.
which is nice.
And ask you, when the hell are you going to get to fucking and marrying women?
Oh, geez, no, gross. Where's Robin? So
Not present.
speaking of, we brought up something your calendar. Speaking of calendars, so Mal is pretty, she's regimented, she likes lists. She likes, calendar
Like
stuff.
Schindler?
I imagine she would appreciate saving Jews. Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm 0.03%.
As we found out here on the
0.3.
show.
Yeah. So, she's all in on it. I'm the type that I don't do lists and all that. I have like ADD and stuff, so it's hard for me to like. I don't want to write down a list because I want to have to remember. I want to have to remember the things I need when I'm going to the store.
It's better that way.
It's like an exercise.
It really is. It exercises your brain.
And if you don't have a list and you're a list person, you're going to be having a hard time.
It's true.
Yeah. So so yesterday she had her phone, and she this was like a couple months ago. She dropped her phone and the screen kind of popped a little bit out of the whatever the hole of the phone.
No.
And it's fine. It was good. It was like some green light was emanating out, looked radioactive. But she would just hold it up to her face, and she died of cancer.
Oh, wow. That's,
Yeah, so that's the end of the story.
Oh, my goodness. That's like the whole show.
Yeah, she doesn't even watch the show anymore because she's dead of cancer. Yep, hopefully she's rotting in her grave. My girlfriend's rotting in her grave for not watching my show. I don't care if you're at a movie, Mal, with all your friends. She's not messaging back. I'm just talking at her.
What movie?
One of those movies in the park thing with her kids.
Again? I thought she did that last time.
Yeah, pretty much every Friday or whatever it is.
Oh, my God. Grow up.
Yeah, grow up,
Jeez.
Mal. So her phone was already a little damaged, and everything in her life is in her phone. So, it's important.
Yeesh.
And of course I was like, hey, are you going to go get it? Get it fixed. Just go get the screen fixed or whatever. She's like, nah, just, I don't have time or whatever it is. And sure. So I didn't press it. And, so she calls me yesterday on her phone, but she couldn't get the screen to work. And basically she's just like, my phone's dead. It's just not, it turned on like once and then hasn't been turning on since. And, she could still call me using Siri, but that was it. So I'm like, fuck. And, and she's just calling me and telling me how much she's freaking out because like all of her work stuff's in her phone, consulting
Right.
things.
Yeah.
All these logos and like fonts and stuff for different companies that she's like designed and
Oh,
done all
God.
that stuff. Yeah. So she's got like
Important
a lot of
stuff that she actually needs.
yes. And
Not just your dick pics.
yeah, there's a few though. Yeah, but hey, I got backup. I'm in the cloud, baby. hack me, dummies.
Send it to the iPad.
Yeah, I
Doesn't matter
dare you.
whether the kids are watching.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they get for using my iPad. You'll be Candy Crushing me, you know, ruining my score by average. You got loose fingers. You don't even know what you're pointing at. You've been trying to sweep that fish around, huh? little bomb barrels or whatever them is. Little jelly beans. Goddamn stripy jelly beans. Who even knows how to make one of those, you know? What way is it going to go? I thought it was random for a very long time, and then I found out it wasn't. Depends on which way you connect for.
Oh
Anyways,
my god.
yeah, so I'm getting pretty good at Candy Crush. Side brag.
Crushing them candies.
Exactly. Better than a kid, that's for sure. So
Punk ass kid.
she was really upset that she didn't have my dick pics anymore, and I was like, Mal, there's more where that came from. Wink. She's like, thank God. And then so she started feeling better, and then I was like, I better drive out, and you know, she lived like 30 minutes away or so.
Okay.
So I drove out to go see her. I surprised her. So she ended up having to hang up and call me back. So she had a backup phone.
Oh,
And so
for the key parties.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was her cheating phone.
Well, see, it's not
We're
cheating.
gonna have to talk about this.
It's not cheating if you know about it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true, but I mean, is knowledge like, oh, I'll just send you pictures later of it, because that's what she does.
Oh,
She has sex with lots of people and then sends pictures to me that are teasing me, you know, and saying, hey, you cuck boy, you want to eat this when I come home? And I'm like, no. Yeah.
It is not the cream pie I was hoping for.
Yeah.
You said lemon, not lemon.
Lay bad. He was French Canadian. I let him bust in my butt. Oh, nice. Thanks, honey. You're so pretty.
I don't know how she's gonna feel when she watches this episode.
She ain't watching, so this is what she gets. She don't watch, this is what she gets. All right? I hope her kids hear this. Yeah. French Canadian busting your mom's butt. That's what happens. Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So she has her backup phone.
Yeah, so she has her backup phone, and she was calling me, and she's like, oh, I switched out the SIM card, and nothing's coming back. Nothing's, you know, I can't get my contacts, can't get nothing. Of course, she can't back up her phone because it just hasn't done it. You know, and I'd been talking to her because she's one of those people that takes all of her like stuff and then like loads it to hard drives and like puts them into folders and does all this, you know, all this organizational stuff.
Right. Like a
Here's-
weirdo.
Kind of. Here's my stance on that is that was critical for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And then we got the cloud. We got like advanced, you know, very large storage spaces in the cloud. So whether you pick the Google Drive or
Apple or
Apple iCloud or the Microsoft OneDrive,
Samsung or
yeah,
they
yeah,
have
I'm
all
sure
kinds of
they all.
drives now.
Yes, and I mean I would pick my favorite one is well, I don't know, kind of I named the big three right off the bat: the Microsoft, Google, and
Apple.
Those are kind of my big three because I want like compatibility and like
Proprietarism is a good thing in some
Well,
ways.
sometimes, but I want things that are going to develop and grow and become more integrated because I want my
okay.
life to be easier, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Fuck being hard.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Apple provides is that, you know, the computer talks to your phone and you can just like send an image over, or you know, or you can just send it up to the cloud and then access it, you know, very easily.
Yeah.
It's all really streamlined and nice. And she had not really bought into this, so she's always done the
The
you know,
old school.
yeah.
So
you know,
like early 2000s.
Plug it into your MacBook. Well, after the, you know, smartphone backup, so maybe 2010, 12. Let's go 2012.
Okay, so 10 years ago.
Yeah. So you know,
Wait,
plug
are
in
we
your
in
phone.
the future?
I mean, we are technically from this point up, we're on right now. Yeah.
Oh.
So she plugs in her phone, and then downloads it to her computer. Then she offloads everything onto a you know, a hard drive,
Or a flash
an
drive.
external. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, honey, the cloud is great. You know, you kind of just throw it all in there, and then you can, you know, it'll automatically sync and do all that. Um, and what it turns out is that yeah, it had synced most all of her stuff. So her notes, her calendar, her messages, contacts, all that stuff.
Oh.
But it only trickled in, and so she's
Oh,
like
no.
very slowly because she has poor Wi-Fi and cellular connectivity out there.
Oh god.
So she was like very upset by it, but I didn't do so much to help as I just was there and like helped her read through the actual or the actual Apple like documents that tell you what and what happens, what they do, blah blah blah.
Right.
Um, yeah. So basically, we just verified that all of her photos were in the cloud. Thank goodness, because you know she's got two daughters. You know, and school just started, so like the
Half a
first day
million
of school.
Pictures of day one.
Yeah. So you know, and all the other pictures that she finds very important, and you know, I think as guys we don't find as important.
No, I don't think so. Like, I've always been the kind of guy where, yeah, I would take some pictures. Some pictures would hold importance,
Mhm.
but I am of the mind that most things you don't need to take a selfie.
Mhm.
Most things you don't need to take step-by-step recordings or pictures of what you're doing and or where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But it, being a storyteller myself, you should regale people of what you did to encourage them to go and experience things themselves, as opposed to just show them
Yeah.
probably not very good pictures of what you were trying to capture
Yeah.
and thought was awesome.
Or you put it on like Facebook or Instagram, so people don't even like click on it; they just like it and keep going, keep going. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Like,
mindless.
oh, it's a sunset. Liked it because
If
my
they-
friend posted it.
Yeah, if they even recognize they're probably just going through like it.
Is that
you
a
know.
sunset or a sunrise? I don't know. I'm liking it anyway and moving on.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going through. You know, there's like pictures of Hitler, you know, crocodiles, rotten sandwiches, and
Rotten sandwiches.
yeah.
That's just blasphemy.
Look,
We
but,
eat sandwiches on this show.
I mean, look,
That's what we do.
I didn't make the world the way it is. It's the world we deserve. Okay.
But it's not the world we need.
Well, that's true. That's true.
We need eating
Dan?
sandwiches. Like, a good picture of a sandwich is an empty plate. That's a good sandwich.
Yeah. Well, and I like a sandwich where the guts are spilling out of it, you know, like
Oh, yeah.
you lop that Reuben in half and there better be some
Oh, it gotta be spilling over the side like you just
Mhm.
gutted it.
sauerkraut and Thousand Island blood, and
Oh.
I'll paint my face in it.
Cheese just oozing out the side. Piece of corned beef just freaking spilling all over the place. Nice and browned on one side.
I got so excited I punched my microphone.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So
Better apologize.
so her phone's all fucked up, right?
Right.
Oh, and as I'm driving there, she says when I tell her I'm like literally maybe 5 minutes away from her house. So I've been driving for 25 minutes. We've even been talking on the phone. I even went through a dead spot.
And she didn't even
She didn't ask where I was going, you know. So
I lost you for a second there. Did you walk into the bathroom?
Yeah.
No, I've been
Nope.
driving.
yeah. Yep. So she didn't even ask any of that. And I said, I can't remember what it was. Oh, she said, she's like, I guess she's just frustrated and, you know, and upset. And she's like, I think I'm just going to go to bed. And I'm like, no, you're not. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because I'm going to be at your house in like 3 minutes. And she's like, oh, I should probably tell you that I dropped my phone in the bathtub. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, why? What were you doing? And she's like, I was washing her feet or doing something like that, you know, just like washing her feet in like a shallow.
Oh, a shallow amount of water,
Yes.
like sitting on the edge of the tub kind of deal.
Apparently with a bar of soap in one hand and a phone in the other. And
It's
so
called speakerphone, Maltese.
that's the thing. She only speaks on speakerphone. She will not hold a phone to her ear, no matter how loud she turns it up.
Really?
Yes,
Oh my goodness.
she's a psychopath.
It had
so-
to have echoed terribly.
Yeah. What the calls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, they do echo terrible. Oh, you mean in the tub?
In the tub.
No, it just normally echoes terribly, and I've just learned
so you just
to
figured it out.
try to tune out my own, binaural
So
beats
so
or whatever.
so.
Yeah, when you hear something replayed back to you at a half-second interval, it is quite distracting.
Oh my goodness, it is
Yeah.
the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're trying to have a conversation, even an important one,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden you're like, "So I really wanted to tell you this, but so I really wanted to tell you this."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You talk. Yeah.
just you speak because
Yeah.
you don't echo.
Oh, hi. Hello. You just have to speak in one word,
Yeah,
terms,
it really is.
because then
true.
you just wait for the echo to come back. I was
Man, our chat is blowing up. Let me tell you.
look,
They're busy. They're busy people.
I guess people tuned out. What are you gonna do?
It's us talking.
Yeah,
We're mostly
the
talking
audience-
about sandwiches.
Yeah. Yeah, so this revelation, just like great, I'm not gonna
Cropper.
make I make fun of people, and
Right.
it's probably my primary way of communicating.
It's definitely your love language.
Yeah. And so I gave her a little bit of stuff about it. But she ended up being up she's upset. So I'm like, what am I gonna teach you that you hadn't already learned? And so anyways, it all worked out very nicely. I think that the moral of the story is, the cloud is good. And I'm trying to change the world like that, because there's so many people that are still stuck on, organizing their emails and doing all that stuff. It's like we want to put it in a giant haystack, in a giant file, and then just search for stuff. That's what you do. You don't need to super organize things. I mean, you can name them and things.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's really true.
And there's a lot of things that can give it away, like with OneDrive, Microsoft. You can pick like what you're looking for, what types of files they are, and all that stuff. And you can do that with like,
Just about anything, really. You just type in a couple of letters, and then all different kinds of things come up.
but they've got it down pretty dang good, and then
They've dialed it in.
yes, and you're able to like share it with people and stuff, so you don't have to email people anything anymore. It's so cool. I really like it. But some people adopt quickly and some slowly. So
That's true.
I think
That's
she's
true.
adopted though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I personally have I have strayed away from both Samsung and Apple. Never did Apple. Don't care for it.
Sure.
I have an iPad for work. I hate the damn thing.
Yeah.
And I used to be Samsung, but I do this thing. It's called OnePlus. Is the brand of phone that I use, and so of course it has its OnePlus Drive.
Okay.
It's part of the community. It was originated in India,
Ooh.
but it was brought over to the U.S. through T-Mobile,
Okay.
and it has a lot of the same features as like a Samsung phone does,
Mhm.
because one of the things being a klutz that I am,
Mm-hmm.
so I needed water resistant,
So did
and,
Mel.
and I needed because
Shock proof or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
shock resistant.
yeah, you end up dropping your phone in the tub while you're talking on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Because you're
And
jerking it. Yeah.
I like good quality cameras,
Mhm,
because if I'm going to take a picture, by God, I want it to be a fucking good one.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, I'm not going to take the damn picture.
Mhm.
And this one actually also comes with, it's got like 4 cameras. It's got Dolby surround sound, like on the phone, like 256 gigs of storage space, and
Mhm.
it's got its own cloud system, as
Mhm.
well as it's tied to like Google and
You
the
could- yeah.
Android and stuff.
You could even use the iCloud, because they all
I
give you a
probably
little bit.
could,
They all give you a little bit of space just to start with,
like a gigabyte,
something like that,
if not
and
like
then
15.
yeah. Google does 15 with the G drives or the Google drives.
And you can fit a lot.
Oh
You
yeah.
can fit a lot in 15 gigs.
Well, especially if it's not like video, if it's pictures and documents
Oh
and
yeah,
things.
like
Yeah.
contacts, things
Mhm.
like that. The point is, back up your shit.
Yeah.
Back up your shit.
Yeah.
It's a good plan. It's a safe plan
Mhm.
to just regularly, if not once a week, once a month, depending on how you do,
Mhm.
just back up your stuff. Especially if you use it like it's a computer. Back up your stuff regularly.
And and people are worried about people hacking the cloud and that sort of thing. And that's true. I mean, there's risk anywhere, that somebody can
Well, it's
hack a lot of shit.
It's like you could get mugged just existing outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like any time of
In
year.
Gary, Indiana. Yeah.
Your iguana.
Yeah. Well,
I
not
remember.
my iguana, but of every
Was-
other animal I've ever
Was
had.
it,
pretty
was it
much.
iguana or was it a Gila monster?
No. Yeah. No. It was a Solifuge.
So that's right, the Solifuge.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'll bring up a picture of one of those. Those are cool.
See, I remembered that you had
Oh yeah. No.
a creature, a monster. Oh, okay, sorry, creature named Solifuge, which was also Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy weird bug, spider, tarantula,
Yeah.
scorpion thing.
It actually.
It's the Scorpion King. The Dwayne the Rock Johnson tried to be a Solifuge.
Yeah. It's Yeah, it's one of those really cool. So they have instead of they're basically like a scorpion. They don't have a tail, and they don't have the claws on the front, but they have these little like pads on the front that allow them to climb things really well, like glass.
It's a 10-legged monster, as opposed to an 8-legged monster.
Well, it's 8-legged with 2 claws,
those are claws,
sort of. I mean, yeah, you can
or
see
like
their
mandibles.
no. So then they have the mandibles are actually like insane.
How many eyes does this thing have?
I think 2.
Just 2?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking scorpion will fuck that thing up. Whoa.
Yeah. So it is
And pinchers? Fuck.
it's a very
Poisonous?
no, they're like camel spiders.
But it's an arachnid.
Yeah. Yep. So they're basically the missing link between
Spider and a scorpion?
Yep.
Or a lobster?
sort of
And
like
a
a lobster,
crab?
sure.
It's kind of like how a crawdad is a mix between like a lobster and a crab. That's
yeah.
probably not true.
Well, and so you can see these that there's 2.
Yeah.
So there's 2 sets on each, or
Little puffy cheek
yeah.
deal.
And so it would basically just use them like they alternate
Really?
chewing. Yeah. And so what we would do is, so I took him to Zamzo's, which is a local like farm and pet store basically. And they've got all sorts of, spiders and different things.
Crazy things.
Yeah, but they've got like mealworms and crickets, and so I got taught by an entomologist at one point, and I sent him a picture of it, and this was years ago, and then he never got back to me, so that's when I ended up just taking him to Zamzo's, and so I asked the guys there, I'm like, hey, do you guys know what this is? And they're like, we've never seen that before. I'm like, all right, well, and
Alien.
I was like, you think it'll eat crickets? And they're like, let's find out. And so we took him.
Sadists.
Yeah. So we took him and threw like 3 crickets in there, and lightning speed, he just runs up on them, latches onto them, and just starts sawing them in
Sawing
half.
through?
Yes.
Oh my
Just-
god.
I mean, and so basically he has the thing broken in half, and he's just eating the insides of it, like the gentle insides of it, and the cricket's just fucking doing its little
Oh my god.
twitchy whatever thing it does.
I should have
um,
been in the movie Bug's Life.
It wasn't a good way to go, I think. And that was interesting. So that's kind of what I was like, oh, this is a cool pet,
How big was it? Like palm size?
No,
Bigger
very
than a
much
palm?
smaller. So probably a total of like
So like
a big spider.
like you could put it in like a terrarium.
Yeah, that's what I did.
With a hobo spider to see who would win.
I'm sure you probably could. I don't know what a hobo spider exactly
Oh,
is.
they're like fucking
Oh,
silver dollar sized.
okay.
They got like these little. You can pull it up.
Yeah.
They've got the. It's a good thing Roma's not on the show today.
Mhm.
It's got like these little beatboxers they're indigenous to Idaho.
Oh,
A
really?
lot of people don't want to believe that they are, but they really fucking are. It's central Idaho. Good Lord, that one had a fat ass. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, these fucking things. They're huge.
mhm.
They get to be goddamn big, and they are fucking everywhere if you let them get everywhere.
Yeah. I've not been.
They don't surprisingly enough, I don't believe that they actually like climb on walls or ceilings or anything. Roma, just be glad you're not a part of the show today. Because
Yeah,
you would be
Roma.
losing your lunch.
Yeah, don't look at the screen or listen to the screen.
Yeah, definitely don't listen to the screen.
So, hobo spiders. Petsworld.com. People keep them as pets?
Sick fucks.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the brown
That's-
recluse that I'm talking about.
Oh, this isn't it?
No, that I've definitely seen plenty of those.
All right. Oh, but that's not the one you're
No. I think it's actually
for?
the brown recluse
all right. And where have you seen these?
here in Idaho.
In my house?
no.
kidding.
Thankfully not here. Otherwise I wouldn't be wearing sandals.
These
Oh
guys?
yeah, these fuckers. They're
Hmm.
huge too. They got like the little beatboxers on the front.
Oh, like boxing gloves?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like their little mandibles have got like the little fucking puffy little fists on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck these spiders, man. Like, I'm not arachnophobic, but you're in my house, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Period. That's just what's happening.
Yeah, they are not very nice looking.
No. And you know, you have to hit them really fucking hard
Oh
because
yeah.
you hit them once, even with a shoe,
Mhm.
they'll still get up and ask you what the fuck you think you're doing.
Really?
Yeah, that's happened. Yeah. Oh, that one right there. Go back. That one. Second one in. Yes, that one right there.
That's what you've seen it like before?
Plenty of those. Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Spiders are crazy. I'm
They
not a huge
really
fan.
are. They really are.
Mhm.
But
I remember Roma got bit by a spider one time.
no kidding.
We were in Hawaii, and I think she was in the shower, and she was probably somewhere around 9 or something. And so she was taking a shower, and she was toweling off, and, then we heard a scream, and apparently there was a spider in the towel, and it had bitten her, and yeah, she wasn't very happy about
Is
it.
that when she lost her foot?
Yeah. Yep. No, actually, speaking of Roma and foot and insects and losing one in Hawaii,
Since all those things are part of the show today.
absolutely on a golf course. So
With an antler or without the antler?
no, Roma doesn't rock the golf course like I do, sexying up the woods, the
Suntan lotion.
scraggly woods. So we were out. Our grandfather and grandmother lived on a golf course in Hawaii, and I think we were just playing in the sand trap in the bunker, because I don't think anybody was
Hanging
like
out
golfing
around.
with us or doing anything like that. Yeah, my grandfather liked to just not be around us, so yeah, they just let us play in the sand trap or whatever. And Roma was wearing these sandals, and I remember they were like white kind of sandals, like the white straps or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
just like
old school.
fake leather, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, she was standing in a fire ant's nest, and so they all went all over her foot and started biting her. So Roma loves Hawaii.
And I'm sure she just loves bugs.
Just this one's for her boyfriend. Just saying, bring her to Hawaii. She'll love it.
Make her wear the white sandals
Yeah,
with
exactly.
straps. Go
In
play
a-
in a sand trap.
in a fire ant trap. Yeah, and fire ants are pretty small. As I recall.
Yeah, no, they're small, but their swarm is large.
Yeah. Just right, like Micronesians. Did you get that joke? Jesus Christ, stop reading, Dan. Dan's just reading the podcast away. I'm working here, and he's fucking just having a good time over there.
Am I not supposed to have a good time, Steve?
Not at all.
Okay, I will.
Neither's the audience.
I will work on.
Yeah, I want
not
to see you
having
sweating and
as good of a
stressed out.
time
Yep.
As you are.
I want you
sir.
to start putting on weight and losing hair, and then
Well, I
I'll
already
know.
got the wheezing down for at least a portion.
That
of
is
the
true.
show.
Yes. So yeah, fire ants are. Oh, there's that guy. What's it? Coyote something or other.
Wile E. Coyote.
No, Coyote Buxton or whatever his name is. He's the guy who gets bitten by all the stung by the animals.
I thought that was Ryan Dunn and Steve-O.
No, that was Chris Pontius and Steve-O. And they were the Wild Boys.
But that was Ryan Dunn first. Because they were the Wild Boys first.
Oh, wasn't it in the actual show I don't know.
No, like they had their own show where it was Ryan Dunn,
Mm-mm,
And
Chris
Steve-O.
Pontius. Chris Pontius was the guy.
internet
um,
it. Because I could have
he's
sworn
the one that was dancing, right? He's the one that would sexy dance in like his Speedo.
well, they wore loincloths.
Well, yeah. You didn't watch Jackass?
No, I didn't really watch Jackass, but I did catch a few episodes on MTV of the Wild Boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chris Pontius. Ryan Dunn is the one with he had the beard and he died in a Porsche crash.
Okay.
He was best friends with Bam Margera.
Yeah. Okay. And you met him.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, you were gonna like hang out with him
I was gonna try to get him to be in one of my videos or something,
when you snuck into the back all covert style.
and pretended to be. Wait, was that the time I pretended to be security?
Oh yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, you pretended to be security, and the Asian guy
Yeah.
came up
Yep.
to you, and you were just like hanging out, and then you met Steve-O, and Steve-O was like, "What the fuck are you doing back here?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh well."
Yeah. Where's the chicks? That
I'm
was
just-
his. I think that's what he said.
All coked up, and he comes out. And
Where's
he's
the
like,
chicks, dude?
Where's the chicks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's
I could. Yeah.
yeah, super nice guy, because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go smoke, but I'll be right back." And I
Never
stood there for
came
like
back.
no, I stood there for like 10 minutes, and he came back.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, no, he said he was like, "Oh, he's like, I really need to smoke," and so he's like, "I'll be right back," and I was like, "Oh, awesome." Yeah, and then I also met. Why I said was that the time that I pretended to be security, and I do remember that was the time because I said I was part of Steve-O's security.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the
Yeah,
Asian guy. Just ripped little Hulk Asian. He was like 5'6", but he was just jacked. So
One of those that could tie you in a knot.
yeah, and then I went to a Jim Brewer show, and so the Jim Brewer show I ended up offering to smoke a doobie with him.
With Jim
but,
Brewer?
but he had a second show to do, and he's not really big into it anyways.
Ah.
But that was when I was like 22 or something like that. Half Baked had just come out. Have you
Dude,
seen that?
met the Go Boy?
Yeah, Goat Boy.
Oh my goodness.
What else was he? He would play Pesci in the.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then
Yes,
Colin
for-
Quinn would play De Niro.
For Joe Pesci, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a really good.
Great Joe Pesci impression. He actually was here last year
Oh, was he?
with Metallica.
Okay. Yeah.
He opened for Metallica, and the reason why he opened for Metallica is because he does such a great impression
Oh, absolutely.
of James Hetfield, the
Yeah.
lead singer of Metallica, that they were so jazzed about it that his comedy act got to open
Yeah.
for Metallica.
Well, and quite a
But
few.
tickets were like over $100, and I'm like, I don't really want to see Jim Brewer that bad.
Well, and quite a few comedians open for
Bands.
rock acts. Yeah, rock.
I love Jim Brewer.
He's an excellent storyteller, and I'm not always super hip on storytellers, because some of them are great, but some of them kind of meander on. And one thing I like the way about we kind of tell stories here is that we kind of it's kind of broken up and disjointed, and I like interrupting a story to weave in something else and then add something else, and you make this big. Hopefully, it ties itself up in a nice bow. But
I feel that we do that pretty well.
yeah, we
I
can
really
go
do.
Chuck E. Cheese out, bitches, and then like hit the outro. Tie that bitch up. Yeah. But yeah, Jim Brewer was super cool. And he declined to smoke pot with us back when we, because he's probably 35 or 40 at that time, and so maybe closer to 40. But when 22-year-olds offer to smoke weed with you,
oh God, the person who's got a great story about that, Louis C.K.
Yeah,
great story about being like 40 and smoking pot with a bunch of 20-year-olds,
and he was so high he couldn't
function.
Yeah.
He just couldn't function. They're like, no, you need to calm down. That is a really strong marijuana.
Yeah. And then I can't remember exactly. Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, obviously you don't want to retell Louis C.K.'s jokes because you'll never do them justice. But I can't remember how that one goes. But
he ended up being in a drive-through.
Oh no! What he was doing is he was saying he was just trying to make faces like he was normal.
Oh,
so he's like, he's just like just nodding and making different faces so that people would think he's normal.
And then all of a sudden he realized, I have to go now.
Yeah.
He just fucking left.
Yes.
And everybody was like, okay.
Yep.
Well, you know what also is okay, Steve? I just have to interject real quick. TheSensibleSociopathPodcast.com, where you can get all of the Sensible Sociopath Podcast merch, including shirts, Sen socks, Charlie Cat mugs, and hoodies. And I'm just cutting it down today.
Yeah.
I'm cutting it down. Just, you know what? You want to know what's on there? Check it out.
Exactly.
TheSensibleSociopathPodcast.com, the entire word.
Yeah. And I think
enjoy yourself.
I think we're going to be replacing these at some point. And so they're only limited edition. They're limited time only.
Really?
And so if you don't get it, you ain't got it. So,
oh shit.
I
gotta hurry up.
Yeah. Our first run of it, so maybe it'll come back. Maybe it won't. Who knows? What I do know is, you can also check us out on Instagram at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast. So follow us there. Also, I am on Twitter at what is it? At Stephen Paul Cast.
There you go.
That's Stephen with a PH, STEPHEN. Stephen Paul Cast. And then you can also listen to us on all major podcasting platforms, wherever you get them. Please, like, rate, review, subscribe. Give us 5 stars. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube here. Share this with your friends and subscribe to our channel so you get notified every Friday night when we are live. We love you all, and
Absolutely.
We'll see you later.
Thank you. Later.
Best podcast in the world.
The world would not be the same.
I like it.
No wonder my anxiety's so high.
Few people laughed. Few people cried.
Oh, what's in the box?
Most people were silent.
And that was it.
Now I am become death,
Sounds like a bad time.
the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, so this doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
You didn't tell me any of that. That's crazy.
Well, Rama, when you're a hero, you don't tell everyone until you're on your podcast.
I'm about to hear some shit.
We all need to laugh.
I think just sitting down and, listening to...
The Sensible Sociopath. This is the shit you're supposed to be watching.
Gen X is going to love it. Millennials are going to be like, I'm offended.
You have offended me.
Also, my dog has a giant dick.
Oh my god, that's enormous.
I love it.
It's still a racist dog whistle.
Where you kind of have like a rotating cast of characters.
We're talking baby seals, eagles, wolves.
I'm just glad we're not going to have to eat with racism anymore.
It's worse than the butthole.
We're technically considered propaganda.
It is very contagious.
I think we really need to talk about environmentalism.
Like, are they studying pine cones?
Make yourself a nice stingray omelet. That's how Steve Irwin died. Cholesterol.
It's fucking delicious.
His father had ended up killing his mother and committing suicide.
in that order.
That's diabolical. I like it.
They had an apple gun where you could shoot Bigfoot.
Has she always been retarded?
I mean, she could have had a head injury.
You don't know anything about tartar sauce.
He had picked up a 400-pound statue and was like walking around with it.
Was the statue racist?
I'd like to think so.
It's like how they invented bacon and avocado to make a turkey sandwich tolerable.
I have a fear of fire.
Like a werewolf? Daniel, you've been our greatest viewer. Well, Daniel and Sarah and Katrina.
Daniel!